And welcome to week 8 of driving around making picks. I'm handicapper Trey Carr. So here we are again, delivering winners 1 mile at a time. Pretty decent week last week, went 2-2, and if it wasn't for a Justin Tucker missed extra point, could be 3-1, and also the over in that Tampa Bay Cleveland game was 49.5 and ended up coming out at 49. So we got fish hooked. That's the way it goes, but we're coming back harder this week. I've been watching more tape, reading charts, listening to podcasts, looking at injury reports, and we will be ready to deliver you some winners in what should be a pretty interesting week. A lot of interesting point spreads, a lot of tiny point spreads, but also some big ones as well. And after doing a lot of work during the week, Trey Carr is ready to give you 4 winners. Make no mistake about it. So let's get on with the picks right away. The first pick will be the Minnesota Vikings over the New Orleans Saints. Now, right now, there's a lot of public money and a lot of sharp money coming in on New Orleans. Personally, I think a lot of it is recency bias, but also, if you look at the Saints' schedule over the next 3 weeks, they have the Rams at home, they have Cincinnati, and they have Philadelphia. If there was ever a time for a look-ahead game, I think this might be it. And the Vikings, I think, are starting to get it back together after a few mediocre weeks in the middle of their schedule. So I love the line at Pick'em, and I will take Minnesota Vikings over New Orleans on Sunday. The next 2 picks are both system plays. Earlier in the year, I told you about the Trey Carr system play, that when a team is playing back-to-back home games after losing the first game, I like to go with that team in the second game. That actually affects 3 games this week, although one of them is a London game, so I'll throw it out. That being Jacksonville playing the second road game, or second home game technically, but it's really in London, so I won't count that. But I like the Chicago Bears -7 over the New York Jets. The Bears had a tough loss last week against the Patriots, and I think the Jets, even though winning 2 out of 3 of their recent home games, are set up here for a game where they might come out a little stale. And I like Chicago to rebound pretty strong. If you look at their pattern of games this year, they always follow up a loss with a win, so I think this will be no exception. The question is, can they win by 7 or more points? I say yes. Let's take the Bears -7 over the Jets on Sunday. My third pick is Cincinnati -4.5 over Tampa Bay. People are writing off Cincinnati after a pretty bad loss Sunday night against Kansas City. Tampa Bay did escape with a win over Cleveland at home. A great case here now for contrarian picks, where you have one team coming in with a win, one team coming in with a loss. And in this case, I will go with Cincinnati -4.5. I think they come back pretty impressively and beat Tampa Bay on Sunday. And for my fourth and final pick, again, the second of the aforementioned system plays I was telling you about earlier, believe it or not, we are taking Arizona +1 at home over San Francisco. Again, purely a Trey Carr system play. Arizona playing the second of back-to-back home games, losing pretty badly last week to Denver. I think they come back, and it may not be pretty, but I think they find a way to score more points than San Francisco here in week 8 at home. So just to review, my 4 picks this week in week 8 are Minnesota, Pick'em over New Orleans. Chicago -7 over the New York Jets. We're taking Cincinnati -4 and a hook over Tampa Bay, and we'll close out our week 8 slate with Arizona +1 over San Francisco. So I hope this works well for you. If you like what you're seeing here on Driving Around Making Picks, please be sure to hit that subscribe button right here on YouTube, and we will see you again for week 9 in the NFL. And in closing, my big question I always like to ask: will these picks provide winners for you this week? And the answer is, of course, you bet.